ministry. Do the work of the Lord, because the appointed time, when is my appointed time? The appointed time when God think you are ready for it. How about that? He said, my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. For as heaven are what? Higher than the earth. So are my ways higher than your ways. And so what I'm doing as I'm waiting, they're waiting in Isaiah, talk about they that wait upon the Lord, and shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not get weary. They shall walk and not faint. When you define that W-A-I-T in the Greek, it means those who serve the Lord while they're waiting. It's like a waitress. That's where the word come from. I'm serving. I'm a waitress for the Lord. God, what do you want me to serve the people? What do you want me to deliver the people as I'm waiting for my change? As I'm waiting for my breakthrough, I'm serving the Lord. Say, serve the Lord. Give God a hand praise. Yeah. Let me deal with this. Verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall what? Speak. Say, I need God vision to speak. And I'm going to go back to Habakkuk, but let me build up a foundation. Is in 1 Samuel chapter 3, I think I touched on this a little during Thursday school. It talked about the prophet, the child Samuel and Eli. At that time, there wasn't no revelation. There wasn't no open vision. 1 Samuel chapter 3. But he said, I need God to talk. When you don't see it, Jason, you got to listen to the voice of the Lord. And so God can work, and God will give you vision, and God can talk to you. And so when you don't see it, you got to know God is there. Say, God is there. Verse 3 said, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not what? Lie. Though it tarry, God say, wait for it. We used to be surprised one day in glory. God will just give you a sneak preview of your life. He could say you was almost there, but you gave up. You start doubting. You start wavering. You start compromising. You stop giving up. He said, if God can really show us back how close we were. And so the enemy fight when you are very close. When you're about to get to the finish line, he wants you to trip. When you're about to cross over, that's when the enemy, that's why some of us going through so much warfare. You're about to cross the finish line. That's why it's getting hard. That's why it's getting heavy. Because when you're about to cross the finish line, you feel like you are exhausted. You feel like you are tired. But God said, hold on to my unchanging hand. You're about to cross over, but don't trip. Don't get down and stay down, but get back up and run the race. Say, get back up. Oh, say, I got to do it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak and not lie. Though it tarry, God told us to what? Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. God said it will come. Now, if I did this kind of reverse here because I want to show you Habakkuk, how he was upset about the Chaldeans. If you read chapter 1, it says this in verse 2, "O Lord, how long?" Read, church. Chapter 1 of Habakkuk. Chapter 1 Habakkuk. Verse 2. "O Lord," what?
"How long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear, even cry out unto thee, and thou wilt not say."
God, why so much crime? Why is so much hatred? Why is so much? God say, when you see, we complain, but we don't do anything. And so God is saying, you complain about something, but you're not proactive. When's the last time you try to help your community? When's the last? I ain't talking about just with the church. I'm talking about you just doing something. But I just want to help somebody. I want to be a blessing. Here, Habakkuk said, how long shall it be? How long do I got to see everybody is doing good? crime is going on. The Chaldeans, they don't even serve you. God is saying, stop looking at the unsaved. The Bible said, mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. And so God is saying, you looking at the wrong things. And because you looking at the wrong things, you start complaining. And so God is saying, if you look at society, but what are you doing? I'm praying, but be more proactive. Get out there in the streets and start witnessing. They say, hey, let's do this, let's do that. I was talking to Javon last night. He was talking about, Pastor, I want to get 1,000 men strong, 1,000 men praying in one place. Can you imagine, Minister Chantel, 1,000 men in one location? I said, Javon, you need to start writing. Then I tell you that. I said, you need to start putting that together. 1,000 men strong in one location praying. And so he sees something. And so what you see, you need to be proactive. Stop complaining. Stop whining and think God don't see it. God will use you to save a community. You can't save all, but you can save one. You can plant seeds in many, but you got to break that poverty mentality. Elder D, I was just hearing people, and people are so physically sick in their bodies. I never saw this in my life like that. Everybody is going through something physically. The enemy is trying to mess up your body. And a lot of that is you're not taking care of your body. You got to do something with this body because I learned this years ago. Without the body, you cannot be effective to do kingdom work. Talk back to me, church. And so the enemy wants you to eat all types of stuff. When you break that poverty mentality and say, I can't eat like this because of my body, because I got to do work. I got to do. Don't you want to play with your great-grandchildren? How about that? Don't you want to do the work for the Lord? Break that poverty mentality and keep eating the wrong stuff. That's why people are getting sick. That's why we get so many phone calls. I can't make it to church because I'm sick in my body. The enemy is trying to cripple us with sickness in our body. I'm talking about myself. I'm working on me. Say, I'm working on me. Amen. Amen. Give God a hand praise. He said, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall what? And not lie, though it tarry. I need you to wait for it, because it will surely come to pass. It will not tarry. God say, wait for it. Through your tears, I'm still waiting on the Lord. Through your pain, I'm still waiting on God. Through trials and tribulation, I'm still waiting on Him. Even though I don't see in the natural, but I see in the spirit. And so God is saying He's trying to get your vision together of how you see yourself. You have to refocus with the eyes and reprogram, reset your mind. Say, refocus with your eyes and reset your mind so you can do what God have called you to do. Close your Bibles. I'm not done, but we'll pick this up next week.